Darren Palmer, Justin Polu, Sid Acosta, Jackson Reynolds, Christian Clapp. So we got, it's an all-Rebel staff, and we're enjoying giving back to the Vegas community.
And this is a story where, you're not at a school with 2,000 students, so to put together a football team is not as easy as some of the big schools.
Yeah. Last year at Lake Mead, we had 60 kids on the team, and there was only 110 boys in the high school. So,
oh wow,
we definitely try to get the kids to love the sport that helped us so much and that we love.
Nate, can you talk about how important it is? Because a lot of the kids, most of the kids you're coaching aren't going to go to play college football, and if they do, they might have to walk on. But we don't talk about the role of the walk on, especially in prepping and scout squads. This Rebel team, especially now, looks like it's just about up to full numbers. So now they can, do the spotting of 4 different units. But talk about the role of the walk on, because there's so many key walk ons really in every program to help get the big guys ready for the games.
Yeah, it's huge to the operation. There's only 80-something scholarships in Division I, and just having good quality walk-ons, guys that care about UNLV, guys that care about football and love football. A lot of the times walk-ons just love football, and they want to be a part of it, and they want to own their role. So having guys on that team is huge, because if you're running a good operation, scout offense, scout defense, special teams, those are guys that are going to own their role, even if it's a small role, and do the best of their ability. And that it's all a part of everyone doing their 1 in the 11th on the team.
Nate, I wanted to ask about the travel for UNLV. Obviously, traveling to Hawaii, and I like to look at what the other side thinks about the game. And Hawaii, one of the things they touted on there was that they're 13-3 at home versus UNLV, the last ones. Does that matter, considering UNLV is a different team now, or do you think the travel is part of that?
I would say it doesn't matter a whole lot. It's the only game for a West Coast team where you're going, the time changes in terms of you're going backwards, but it's only 2 hours. Coach Odom does a great job with the operation. They came in a couple of days early. The weather's nice out here. So it's a little bit more humid. It might rain spot up like for 10 minutes and stop raining. But other than that, as long as you focus on the game and not everything going around in Hawaii and being in it's almost like a different country. But I don't think it'll matter too much.
Though the travel can be complicated if the team doesn't handle it in mature fashion, right?
Yeah. It's a lot of kids from the mainland haven't even come close to Hawaii, so just being on an island with beaches and everything, it's a cool experience. And I'm glad that when we came to Hawaii when I was playing, I had a lot of teammates experience that, teammates from Texas and so forth that would have never dreamed to be in Hawaii. So it's cool to enjoy, but we got to keep the main thing the main thing.
Nate Oishi is with us. He's a Honolulu guy, played his high school football here, played for UNLV a few years back, and is now coaching high school football, helping us break down the Hawaii and UNLV game. How often do you get to come home, and what do you miss about being home?
I try to come home on Christmas breaks and a little bit in the summer, especially if Hawaii's playing UNLV. I got to come home for that one. That's a big game. And I enjoy being home. My parents are still here. My sister's here. So I enjoy coming back and seeing my family. I miss a lot of the food spots. But, Vegas has just as good Hawaiian food as locally owned Hawaiian spots in Vegas, too. So that always helps.
All right. You have to text me some of the local spots. I need a dinner spot for tonight because the rest of my travel group with the broadcasters wants to go up on the beach here in Waikiki. And I'm like, you got to go local, man. You got to go local, right?
No, yeah, there's great hole-in-the-wall spots out here in Hawaii that you have to check out and support them.
Can you talk about the stadium here? Because obviously, things have changed without Aloha Stadium. It's that's another one of the unique things about getting ready for a game here because you're walking into a converted track facility.
Yeah. I mean, it's not Allegiant Stadium. I got to grow up with Aloha Stadium, going to those games, and I'm excited to see what stadium they replace that with. But it is different. You're not going to have the same locker room at Allegiant. The fans are a lot closer. But I think in time they will need a different stadium now with recruiting and everything. It's tough to show a kid Allegiant and then show a kid the current stadium. But I know that the state plans to get a new stadium coming soon.
I saw this there on. This is another thing on their local Hawaii side. It was this Island Showdown trophy that UNLV, I guess, has possession of because they won last time 44-20. Is that something UNLV even cares about? Is that a big thing out there? Do people talk about that?
Yeah, I'd say the locals especially. There's a lot of people in Hawaii that live in Vegas. That's why it's called the Ninth Island. Every game, every Mountain West game is a battle, and every Mountain West game they're going to give their best. But yeah, the Pineapple Trophy by the Cal Hotel. If you go to the California Hotel, you'll always see locals from Hawaii over there, either on vacation or hanging out. It's a big pride thing. A lot of families move to Vegas and move their homes, so they're cheering for UNLV now, and it's a big pride thing. Cousins are cheering for Hawaii. We're cheering for UNLV.
Well, luckily, this year especially, the game is getting widespread TV exposure. It's on CBS Sports now because a lot of years it's actually on Spectrum, which is hard to get. And just for folks who you mentioned, the Cal, the sponsor, and Boyd, the sponsor of the Pineapple Trophy, Circa did a really good job of hooking up Spectrum, so they have all the Hawaii games. You don't need it for this one, but it'll be on CBS Sports National. Nate Oishi's with us. All right, let's talk Rebel football. First of all, what are you more impressed by this year, the defense or the offense?
Both have been dominant, and it's been fun to watch. Just the whole operation dominating every game as an alumni for me. The one thing that stuck out to me is the special teams. I feel like the special teams is playing at an elite level, and they're flipping the field, they're making big plays, and that's the stuff that goes unnoticed. So, like the little things, the special teams play, the offensive line play, the defensive line play, the unnoticed things, they're checking every box over there.
Yep. Yeah, they came in. They hired a big-name special teams coordinator in James Shebast, and they talked about all these benefits of special teams, and then you see it play out the first, 1 2/3 of the seasons that Odom has worked. They will have an injury issue potentially tomorrow. We'll see if Jacob DeJesus is back at 100% because Jacob was hurt in the last game, had the bye week. I wanted to talk about the offensive line, the position you played, because, over the years, the O-line has gotten bigger. There's really good continuity with this group. And I got to tell you, the freshman class that's in right now, I think actually a couple of them maybe could have played a few years ago. A lot more size than UNLV's ever had in the O-line. Vance Weiss is doing a good job.
Yeah, absolutely. They're violent. They're physical. It starts up front. The trenches set the tone and the culture for the team, and they're detail-oriented. They get the job done. They work as a unit. They're violent. They're big, like you said. And, both we've had two different quarterbacks this year, and they've protected both of them well. We've rushed for a lot this year. So the O-line is definitely changing the culture over there, and it's fun to watch.
Speaking of the quarterbacks, both I think were brought in to be able to potentially run the triple option, get the edge. From what you've watched, how do you think the go-go works best? With a guy like Jaden Maiava from last year who could run a little bit, but really is a pocket quarterback, or the guys who can get the edge, who are pretty good throwers, but even better runners?
I think it works best with the runner. It's hard to defend the go-go when you're worried about the running backs and now the quarterback. I think we're seeing it this year with Hodge. It seems to me like a more explosive offense than last year. And Hodge is doing a great job making the right decisions, making good throws. And he's also running on, which is a nightmare for a defensive coordinator. Now you got to worry about two running backs and the quarterback. So essentially three runners with the guys like Ricky White at receiver.
All right, Nate. Most important question of this conversation. Nate Oishi's with us, former UNLV offensive lineman. You teased it earlier about the snitches on the local joints. You got a place for us that the broadcast crew needs to go? Where do we go?
Yeah, for dinner, a couple spots that I would like to recommend is the alley. It's in a bowling alley in Aiea Bowl, and it's really good. Tasty chicken. It's a type of garlic chicken. Really good food spot. Diners, drive-ins went there. But yeah, it's in a bowling alley, and it's a sit-down restaurant in a bowling alley. And you wouldn't expect it, but it's great food. And then Side Street Inn, another sports bar, hole-in-the-wall type place. Great food as well.
Love it. Yeah, that's my favorite thing about coming on Honolulu is just getting off the beach. And there's so many cool local places. Back-to-back trips, I hit a place called Fat 8, which is when you walk in, you're like, what the hell is going on here? And then the food's great. So a lot of the bars just have great food. They don't look like they're going to be fancy places, and the person in the back cooking really knows what they're doing.
Yeah. There's a ton of hole in the wall places out here, and just locally family owned places that generations of recipes.
Nate, we appreciate you coming on. I'll see you at the game tomorrow. Okay.
I appreciate you guys. Go Rebels.
There he is, Nate Oishi. Am I making you hungry? I know they've got Loco Moco, and they've got two kinds. They got the Cajun one at Treasure Island, but every once in a while you got to get out to Hawaii, Greg. I think this the sun, the beach. I feel like it's a good match
everybody
for
tells
you.
me.
Is that what
everybody
right?
says? I wouldn't want to leave.
I would love to see you in board shorts.
Yeah,
that sounded kind of creepy.
Dude, with my shirt off, I'm telling you, man, I'm a looker.
I'm a looker. I actually have not gone in the water. I need to go maybe tonight or tomorrow morning.
Do you go like topless?
Well, we talked about this before with the swim shirt.
Yeah, I know. You don't wear that though, right?
Well,
you telling me to wear one, but I didn't know you wore one.
I don't have one here.
Oh,
so I might have to go buy some new swim gear.
I think I'll need a wetsuit.
Yeah. Hold it all in.
I look like Venom.
Put on the freaking wetsuit. Let me tell you, this stadium they play in is incredible because it really is a track facility that they've expanded to about 17,000 seats. So it's like a small, well, I guess it would be a big high school stadium, but they also, they line, and it's still the track because it's a converted track facility. They line the track on the one end with like 17 food trucks. So the entire game, you're like, oh my God. This is amazing.
Dude, I want it.
It really is. Hawaii's a cool place. I'm glad that across the board now, because they were only football in the Mountain West Conference. Now across the board, probably in a couple of years, maybe next year, they're going to have all sports playing, which will be quite a challenge in the Mountain West Conference. It's good for the Mountain West Conference. It's good for continuity. It's probably good for the money situation, we think, with Hawaii. All right, on the way back, we got to go back to more NFL. And telling you, here we go. Colorado winning. Shedeur Sanders. Raiders stink. Shedeur Mania. We're on the cusp.
Ask anyone who has dined at Pancho's in downtown Summerlin, and they'll tell you it's the best Mexican restaurant in town. Enjoy happy hour every day of the week in the cantina at Pancho's. Watch your favorite game on their 7 big screen TVs while sipping on their signature Cadillac margarita, the Naughty Maggie. Sunday night is tequila night at Pancho's. Starting at 3 p.m. until closing time, enjoy half off all pours in the cantina with over 40 brands to choose from. Fiesta like there's no mañana at Pancho's Mexican restaurant in downtown Summerlin. Olé!
It's football season, and the best place to catch the games is at Circa Resort and Casino in downtown Las Vegas, featuring the best pool in history, Stadium Swim. 3 levels, 6 pools, and a 143-foot diagonal screen. Whether it's Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, or Monday, Stadium Swim is America's favorite place to watch football. Stadium Swim, located at Circa Resort and Casino and open 365 days a year. Book today at circalasvegas.com.
Laborers Local 872 is opening the roads in our community to provide all of us with a path forward. Safe streets help you get where you need to go quickly and efficiently. The right path forward should never be closed, just like how Las Vegas never sleeps. Whether it's a night out or game time, Laborers Local 872 will keep building to get you there. Laborers Local 872, forging the path forward in Southern Nevada.
Don't miss the William Hill Radio Show, hosted by Paul Howard. Now live every Friday from 6 to 7 p.m. at the William Hill Sportsbook inside Palms Casino Resort. He'll break down all the latest betting action, including the odds, matchups, and who bettors are backing the most. After the William Hill Radio Show, make the William Hill Sportsbook at Palms Casino Resort your home for betting with live, continuous in-game wagering. Don't miss the William Hill Radio Show every Friday from 6 to 7 p.m. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and senior vice president of men's sexual health at HIMSS. I've helped many guys with ED in my 12 years of practice. But now you can get world-class care for ED 100% online by going to HIMSS.com. So what are you waiting for?
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to HIMSS.com/joy.
Join the club with Sierra Air Conditioning and Plumbing. Keeping your AC and plumbing systems healthy is the key to increased comfort, efficiency, and longer equipment life. Right now, for just $16 per month with no hidden fees, your 1-year exclusive membership gets you one 15-point cooling system tune-up and safety inspection in spring and summer, one 15-point heating tune-up and safety inspection in fall and winter, a 65-point plumbing health and safety visit, one coil cleaning on qualified outdoor systems, gas pressure adjustment, pan treatment, priority service, and same-day replacement on parts when available. 15% off repairs, 2-year labor and parts warranty on most repairs, a diagnostic or service trip, and peace of mind that your system will work when you need it to. Whew, that's a lot of stuff for $16 a month. Visit online for all the details at SierraCoolsLV.com or call 702-380-7099. License 007-8689 and 081-121.
Tequila Comisario was developed in the relentless pursuit of perfection with a deep passion for agave. It's the most awarded tequila. You'll immediately notice its beautiful packaging, and after just one sip, you'll experience how smooth it is. It's the Ferrari of tequila, the single highest quality. 100% all-natural handcrafted Comisario tequilas, Blanco, Reposado, and Añejo. Tequila Comisario, a proud partner of the J to the Break Show.
Attention plumbers, HVAC, DIYers, and construction pros. McFadden-Dale Industrial Hardware has everything you need for your next project. Open early at South Decatur and Russell. McFadden-Dale Industrial Hardware, your one-stop shop to get the job done. McFadden-Dale Industrial Hardware. Get in, get out, and get to work.
Zip Zap Auto has expanded into one of the largest independent auto repair shops in the valley. With 23 bays, over 12,000 square feet, Zip Zap is your one-stop shop, offering 24-hour smog test, oil changes, detailing, bodywork, engine, and transmission rebuilding. And ZipZap provides free towing and diagnostics with qualifying repairs. No appointment necessary, 24-hour service. ZipZap Auto at Cheyenne and North Durango Drive and online at zipzapauto.com.
Tom got a new ride.
Hey, Tom, sweet ride.
Thanks, Jim.
Hey, Tom, sweet ride.
That's my ex-girlfriend. Thanks, Marcy. Did Tom get a raise? Did he win the lottery? Nah. I just got a sweet loan from One Nevada Credit Union. Smart move, Tom. Thanks. They have great terms, low rates, and an easy approval process. All I needed to do was find a sweet ride. Get a sweet loan for a sweet ride at onenevada.org. Federally insured by NCUA.
Our one focus is you.
Enjoy the beautiful fall colors and enjoy some outdoor fun with Utah ATV Rentals in Bryan Head, Utah. Amazing adventures await. Visit UtahATVRentals.com to book your adventure today.
Capriotti's Bobby, the greatest sandwich in America, has always put the extra in extraordinary. Now, taste the next extraordinary. Try the Bobby with bacon or add bacon to any of your Cap's faves. Bacon, it's Cappening at Capriotti's Sandwich Shop.
Download and you are good to go. ESPN Las Vegas, Raider Nation Radio, Fox Sports Las Vegas, 12:30 The Game. It's all part of the LV Sports Network and can all be streamed live on the LV Sports Network app. Download it today. Streaming sports in the palm of your hand. Isn't technology amazing? Hanging at the Golden Circle Sportsbook and Bar inside Treasure Island, it's Cofield and Company on ESPN Las Vegas and ESPN Reno.
Treasure Island Golden Circle Sportsbook and Bar, as Greg Salerno is hanging out there at the Cofield here in Hawaii and Honolulu, getting ready for UNLV football against the Rainbow Warriors. We'll bring in one of the experts who's on the TV side of Hawaii football, Kanoa Leahy. He'll be up in about 40 minutes. Ton going on around the sports world. College football weekend, another eliminator weekend. NFL, we got to get to what's going on with the Raiders. Griffin, you think you found the follow-up to Adam Schefter stealing Amazon Thursday Night Football last week? Now he's trying to scramble and make up for it before he gets charged with pirating?
Yeah, basically, the timeline there. He posts that video with the illegal streaming sites logo in the top corner.
Yes, he did.
And then he comes out and he says, I did not use an illegal streaming site. I believe his excuse was that he reposted a video that was sent to him. And then he comes out and says, why would I go cheap and not pay for the Amazon account when my wife pays or averages $8.99 a minute on Amazon Prime. And then so finally, for the football game yesterday against Ravens and Bengals, he tweets out a video caption of the game, and he says, he tweets out, "Man, what a great game. Love watching Thursday Night Football on Amazon Prime," tagging them. So the man is just trying to cover his tracks, and he just looks more guilty than ever.
Greg, seems like a lot of effort.
Yeah, it's really annoying, honestly. Like, who cares about Jeff Bezos? Seriously. Oh, no.
Well, that's what
You're
we
gonna
were
be poor?
asking. Yeah, we were. I'm
Stupid
sorry.
oligarch piece of crap. Who cares?
That's what we were asking last week. Is Adam Schefter a bum or a hero?
Kind of a hero, in my opinion. I mean, I burn it down. Who cares?
Depends on how broke you are. Depends how much money you got.
Yeah,
spending
I mean,
to
look,
watch
I think
football.
Adam Schefter, on all seriousness, I'm goofing around, but Adam Schefter, honestly, obviously has Amazon Prime. I mean, what is it, $9 a month? I mean, of course he has it, so he probably didn't do it on purpose. I don't know why he would be watching, streams named after meth and stuff. So I don't think that that's what he was doing, but I believe him when he says he posted it on accident, because everybody has Amazon. I have Amazon. I'm poor. Everybody has Amazon.
That's why it didn't make any sense last week that he'd be stealing. Like you
That's
gotta
exactly.
you gotta have someone in the family who can't resist the Bezos Mart and shops.
Yeah.
And you get the TV package with it.
Plus, I think most people see this as the woes me billionaire crap that, who cares? Nobody cares. Nobody's going to be sad for you. My last name's on Amazon.
I'm kind of on both sides of this. I think there's some heroism here by Schefter, but it's also Schefter, so I hope he gets charged. I hope the book gets thrown at him.
That's true.
Yeah. if you really follow him, you're like, okay, this guy's a little bit strange.
He's a weird dude.
Speaking of another, I'm going to jump around in the rundown today. Speaking of another dude who's, I don't know if Schefter is a big star. I think he's a bigger star, actually, on social media. Another big star, their biggest star, Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah.
I saw a conversation where he was broaching, and he got asked the question, broaching the topic of running for president. And then, and I was like, I'm not watching this. This is absurd. But then Griffin follows it up with another story with Stephen A. Smith. I guess Stephen A. went after Jimmy Kimmel, who cries often, and most of the time it's politically aligned. And he
cries about everything, though.
He does. I actually, what's funny? I thought it was funny. I lightheartedly, maybe my delivery blows, but I lightheartedly, I think it was like 3 years ago, asked cousin Sal, whoever that is. He's trying to do some sports. It hasn't. I mean, he's made money. So, but his show, his gambling show got dumped. Now he's doing podcasts. I tried to ask him about Jimmy, and Jimmy's a Vegas guy, UNLV guy, so we love Jimmy. But Jimmy getting verklempt all the time, and he got like all insulted.
Really?
Yeah, it was like, okay, banned from the.
Because I've heard people bring it up to Jimmy before, and he defends himself. But
well, I'm guessing that this was the end of a long radio tour at Super Bowl. Why multiple stations had on cousin Sal, I have no idea. I did it as a favor to the booker who I'm friends with, but that won't happen again after he was a freaking nuts to me.
Was this at Radio Row when we were at the Super Bowl?
What's funny is he did it, but he did it by phone. He wasn't even on Radio Row.
Oh,
so why
okay.
I agreed to do it, I have no idea. I hope he's walking around Radio Row this time around.
I got a quick question for you guys. You guys are both older. You've been watching Jimmy Kimmel longer.
Thanks.
Jimmy Kimmel, when he was a chubbier guy, he's lost weight. He looks very Hollywood these days. But back when he was a little chubbier earlier in his career, was he as political? Was he more funny? Not so much crying every night when a president gets elected? Like, how was this back in the day?
He did. I mean, he even joked about it. I think he did like a 20-minute thing last week before the election with a bunch of Trump sound bites, and he even joked like, "Hey, it's me. Remember me from the Man Show?" Like that. Obviously, that wasn't the material back then because he was trying to, be around beer and boobs. So that wasn't part of the thing. But now he's on late night TV. I do have to make one statement. It's funny. I saw it might have been on Steve Kim's thread. I think he retweeted someone talking about Colbert, who came from the political satire world, and Kimmel. And they were saying something, and someone retweeted it and said, this is why late night talk shows are failing. Carson never did this. And I'm here to tell you that if you go back and watch Johnny Carson, just because you were stupid or young and you didn't understand what he was talking about, he talked politics. Like, I was kind of blown away watching, especially in the 80s when he got older, because people tend to have more thoughts along those lines as their life is coming to an end, you know, good or bad. Carson talked about politics all the time. He talked about Reagan. It was like every night in the monologue. So people forget things as they get older, or maybe they were like 20 somethings or teens and they didn't process it at the time.
Well, I think it's also the stakes have changed. It's not the same thing. I mean, this isn't like, just one guy versus another guy. Like, oh, my guy didn't win. I mean, there's a huge swath of the population that's very scared right now that they're in serious danger. So, I mean, I think it's a little bit different than just a regular election. I'm
not in serious danger, but I'm very scared right now about, and I knew this was coming, about quarterbacks coming out of college. And there's going to be so many stories, especially if they keep winning and he excels. If Colorado continues to win, one, Deion's going to have some options, I think, incorrectly, but Shedeur is going to blow up massively.
I think that this is almost a good thing if the Raiders are able to swing. I mean, let's put it this way. I think it's horrible to have a LeVar Ball type and probably even worse type guy, in your situation, because Deion has more power and it's more into things. At the same time, how hilarious would it be to watch it? Watch this unfold in Vegas if they somehow are able to get Shedeur some way just to watch it, because they would make the team better probably, but there would also be just so much drama. I mean, it's good for us, I guess.
Do you think Mark Davis gives Deion a job like Minister of Fun for millions?
Probably. I mean, I don't know. I would ask you this, though. Do you think that Tom Brady being involved makes it less or likely or more likely they were to go after a guy like?
I have no idea. I keep reading Vinny B over on Raider Nation Radio said that Brady's been somewhat of a mentor to Shedeur.
Really? Oh, see, okay. Well, that's interesting then. Because I figured he would be more like by the book and, all this stuff and just wouldn't want a guy like Deion around that's going to maybe say things that they don't want or, whatever, stuff like that. Because he's such a he's more like a Jeter type, Brady is as far as media stuff. So I just felt like that maybe he wouldn't be down with that. But
well, if that's one of his first decisions, if he does have decision-making power, a little risky.
I think so too. But again, it's fun for us.
No, it's going to be a great topic. It's going to be dynamite. And Vinny's story basically was that he believes that Shedeur and his abilities on the Raiders are a match made in heaven.
Why? I mean, were there specifics or?
There's one paragraph on his skills.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, I don't believe that he's a top 5 guy at the position in the draft.
It's kind of the last. It's kind of the last thing the Raiders need, right? Like like big name, but not necessarily the skills going to be all there yet because he's going to be a rookie. It's just more distractions. It comes off to me.
Or is it the biggest thing they need because this is a superstar who might bring Las Vegans out and more Raiders fans to the stadium? There'll be a frenzy so they can actually turn it into a home field advantage.
That's the best case scenario for sure. I think worst case scenario, Shedeur has the typical rookie struggles that a rookie has in the NFL. Everyone's getting on him even more now because of the fact that he's Deion's kid, the fact that he's such a big star right now in college football. I just see that it could get bad. It could go bad pretty quickly.
So I think Vinny's accurate it's a match made in heaven if you expect wildness, lunacy, and dysfunction around the Raiders.
Yeah, well, it's also a business. I mean, like you
just said, that's why I brought up, like right now, Las Vegas is not into the Raiders. Most of the people don't show up. If they bought tickets, the PSL owners who bought them for $35 and $75K a ticket or a seat, and some beyond that, they're going to show up now, and maybe they sell a couple of games to make up the rest of the season with 6 or 7 games they have to pay for. But I mean, from a business standpoint, it would be massive.
It's like when the Lakers, people are all mad about Bronny, like, you give him a $7 million contract. I'm like, dude, they probably made $40 million off of it the first day they announced that he was going to be on the team. I mean, it's a business. Who cares?
So then how seriously do we take the Raiders moving forward if business outweighs winning on the field?
Well, it's weird because last offseason, you could say they didn't have an opportunity, but I feel like they did to try to get a better quarterback or to shirt up some way, and they weren't willing to make that sacrifice then. So will they now? I don't know.
Coming back, we'll continue naming the other quarterbacks because Vinny did do a good job in his Review Journal story. Of course, you can hear Vinny on Raider Nation Radio 920 each morning, Monday to Friday from 7 to 10. But he lined up some other quarterbacks who I all think are better prospects than Shedeur Sanders.
Bonsignore.